Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angelina and today we are discussing solo adventures. I would consider myself an expert. I like to go out by myself. I'm kind of a loner in the sense of like I will just pick up and go and do whatever I want because I find comfort in myself. But I understand that going out and doing things and taking that extra step is kind of intimidating. So today I've compiled a list of things that will guide you into taking your own first solo adventure, because trust me, once you start doing things by yourself, who knows, maybe you'll be a solo traveler. I've only ever solo traveled once and it was for school purposes. I lived abroad for a little bit, but besides that I've not done any solo real traveling. So yeah, let's start with the little trips. So if you do not know where to start, you don't know about any events going on in your city, I'm pretty lucky where I live in the surrounding areas. There's a lot of stuff happening, but I'm willing to bet that there's stuff going on in your town too. You just have to look at events, Google, Spotify, even concerts. Like, look at things near you and, I don't know, curate your taste and really find events that you can go to and have fun at and meet new people. That's one thing about going out alone, is being alone you'll attract people, which can be a good and bad thing, and we'll touch on that later. But definitely have a Google, look around, and you'll find an event. Usually I find if you travel in a pack you attract more attention. It's the same when you're a solo. It's just different. There's give and take. So if you're gonna be by yourself, and let's say you don't have a car, right, and you are traveling distance, you gotta plan your food, you gotta plan travel, and you gotta make sure you budget those things so that you're not just burning cash when you go out. So definitely come up with a plan. Figure out, okay, I'm willing to spend this much on food when I get there. If you don't know how much things are, I usually scale up on how much things are, and it's usually that way, especially if you're going to a place that is an attraction. They are going to scale prices up, so just be prepared and budget. Look up prices, look up maps, look up everything. Like, understand where you're going and the environment. Concerts, I think that's honestly a really good soft way of doing things alone, because no one's there for you, everyone's there for the artist, right? So it's really easy to go to a concert, find your seat, and you don't have to talk to anybody because you all are there for one thing, and that's the artist. So I do think that's an easier route when it comes to your solo adventures. But if you're going to like an event, you're going to like a rave, you're going to like something of that sort where the event isn't totally based off of one person, that's when knowing your surroundings and being aware of who is not around you, just be aware of your surroundings is what I'm saying. When I go out by myself, I make sure that I send my friends my location so that they are able to see where I'm at. Make sure that it's updated. I also make sure to have a lock on my phone when I leave town, just in case, like in case you're a person who doesn't have a password. I put a lock on my phone just in case I lose my phone. So you're nervous, your anxiety is getting the better of you, you think that you're gonna go and your body's gonna be in fight or flight, you kind of feel weird being by yourself, it's awkward, it's not something you're used to. You've got to get over the idea of traveling in a pack, because just remember that people are there to enjoy whatever the activity is, whatever the event is about, the artist, whatever you guys are there for. You guys are there for a good time, and obviously to be around other human beings. You wouldn't be at a public event if you didn't want to, you know, be around others and have that community. So just remember that the people that you are surrounding yourself with, they are people of common interest. It's not like you dragged your friend out to a concert with you and they don't know the lyrics to the song and you are just jamming out, you know? Like, you are surrounded by like-minded individuals when you are going to an event that you have chosen. So just be open-minded, talk to people. If you are someone who, see, I would consider myself, like, I'm a loner, but I definitely have like extroverted traits, and I am a social butterfly. I love people, I love community, I love talking to people, so I find comfort in strangers sometimes more than I do people that are closest to me, which is maybe that sounds bad, but I just mean that it's easier to make a first impression and, you know, discuss and talk to someone off the bat, because you don't know them and they don't know you, so it just makes it fun, and you never know, you'll make some friends and you guys can go to the next event that correlates with whatever you went to. So make it a game, make it a challenge to speak to someone. If you are someone who does genuinely struggle to speak to other people, but you would love to speak to other people, but your social anxiety gets the better of you, make it a game. Make it, ask someone where the bathrooms are, ask just little things, maybe even just things to gather information about the location, just to, like, you know, test the waters. People are chatty. I don't know if it's because I'm Canadian, but people are chatty, and you know, there's other factors. This is a tip that I need to follow personally. I have a habit of, right before I'm about to leave town and like go to an event, like a concert, or like it's something that's going to take up my entire day, I have a habit of just not hydrating myself the entire day, and my eating schedule is so off. I do not recommend this at all. Make sure that you stay hydrated, okay? Carry around your water bottle. Make sure that you stay hydrated, make sure that you have your meals in, make sure that you are just on top of your game, okay? You don't want to be tired and like you don't want to be tired and dragging your feet when you're out having fun, especially by yourself, because you just want to be on your top game. You want to be hyper vigilant. So definitely try your best to get a good rest before your night out. I think that the reason why I struggle to do this is because I'm so excited and I'm also nervous. I don't think that going out gets rid of the nerves of going out alone, because my brain tells me that the worst is going to happen, and not even in like a disaster, but just in the sense of like things that could happen that are just out of my control, and anxiety and the whole shebang. So but when I get there and everything's fine, and you know, no one's staring at you because no one's there for you, then it's easier and more comfortable in the environment. I don't know. I don't really understand the ideology of not wanting to do things solo, but I see that there's like this big, it's kind of a big deal to do things by yourself, and I just feel like that's a bit silly because, I don't know. Anyways, I'm here to give tips. Especially being a woman, and especially like if you are, me personally, when I go out by myself, I would love to like look, and it really depends on where I'm going. Obviously use discernment and think about what you're wearing and stuff like that, and I feel like that's so crazy to say just as a woman, but I just think like in my head when I'm going certain places and I know that I'm gonna be alone, I don't necessarily go above and beyond with my appearance, just because I know that like being alone does attract people, and to like, I don't know, not to like sound weird, but you just gain a lot more attention, and it's not something that is necessarily wanted all the time. So I definitely think like dress comfortably, dress for the event of course, but also just be aware. I don't know, like I've seen people say like they have like train outfits where they'll put like a big t-shirt on their cute outfit, but just like be aware, especially if you're gonna be traveling at night. Know your schedules, know like if there's delays or cancellations and stuff, know if you can take an Uber from your location, just little things. Be safe. Don't just go into things blind and not understand where you're going and the environment. And the reason why I'm saying to dress comfortably is just imagine if you were stranded and you had to like walk home, or if it got cold later at night. Just think smart. Especially I'm thinking like if you are someone who doesn't have a car, because half the time when I'm doing my solo travels I'm going a distance, and so I don't have the car to go out and about and keep my things in. So just be mindful. Again, I know I'm speaking as if you guys, as if people have never done anything by themselves in this way, because I know that again this is something that is not normal for some people. So I think that just don't be naive on the streets. I remember I went to this Black Sabbath tribute called Sons of Sabbath, and I was going to an environment. You just go to places where people aren't super like, I guess people aren't really my age or like my demographic of what I would think like. Anyways, so I was going to this concert, And I knew that it was going to be, you know, a bunch of middle-aged men, dads, just chilling. And I was kind of nervous about being in this environment, not because I felt like I would be endangered in this environment, but it's just the fact that like I was unprepared for what, you know, the vibes were gonna be. And I got there and I was still nervous. I was very nervous. I wore my Demonia boots. They're so cute. But anyways, I wore those and I sat by myself and I had a good time. I had a drink and it was good. And then someone came up to me, this older man came up to me, and he sat and we had a good conversation. And honestly, it ended up being a really fun time, and it felt like they were like my little, him and his friends were like, or his brother and his friend were my little saviors for the night, and it was nice. It wasn't weird, and we had a good time. We bonded over some good metal music. Actually, one of the people that I had met, he was deaf, and so I was in the back sitting, and they kept encouraging me to go up to the front, and I did. And I wouldn't have gone up to the front if I was alone, to be honest, in that environment. So I'm glad that I had met those people, and we were able to have a fun time. We took pictures. Maybe I'll insert some pictures and videos. I normally wouldn't like incorporate stuff like that because of people's faces, but honestly, we all took pictures. I'm considering it consent. But yeah, they were super cool, and see what I mean by you never know who you're gonna run into. It honestly made the night fun, and by the end of the night we said our goodbyes and I got up out of there. Now, you can disclose what information you want to share with strangers, because remember, you owe them nothing, so you can lie. Just remember that you can lie in these situations. Have a good time. Don't be too weary. I definitely, like, when the older gentleman came up to me, I was very like, what is this man, like, why? But it ended up being fine, and it was cool. They were cool. I would definitely say that there are no cons to going on your own. You get to do what you want, you get to eat the food that you want, you get to pay for the things you want, you get to pay for yourself, you get to be out, you get to wear what you want, you get to do whatever you want. So there's definitely benefits in solo adventures. Just get out there, do the things you want to do. Definitely this summer I did a lot of solo adventuring this summer. I went to a lot of concerts, I went to a lot of events and stuff, and I did go to events and stuff with my friends, but I really did enjoy going to the solo events that I did, because those are things that my friends wouldn't have wanted to go to. So had I said, oh, no one's gonna go with me, or no one's gonna go with me and enjoy themselves, I would have not experienced all the things I experienced this summer. And I met pretty cool people. I was going to an event in July, and I saw this girl, and I walked up to her because I don't know, something in me was like, ask this girl something, and we ended up going to the same like stop on the train. So we sat together on the train and we had a conversation, and just even the things that we had a conversation about, it was really nice. And I follow her on Instagram now, and she's a really nice girl, and she was actually saying like, I felt like no one would like want to approach me because of the way that I look, because she was looking like a baddie, but a baddie knows a baddie. So I went up to her and I asked directions, and she was even saying that she was thinking of like wearing something to like cover up on the train, but she didn't. And honestly, good for her, because she looks really good. She also was a Sagittarius, so that was fun. That was nice. That's another little story of my solo adventuring. Like I've said before, solo adventuring is not something super new to me. I feel like I've always wanted to do things by myself. However, it gives you a lot of confidence, it gives you a lot of social skills, it gives you a lot more than social skills, to be honest, because you have to just learn how to be aware and learn how to kind of be on guard for yourself, because you are out. It's not like, I don't know, it's not a small deal. Showing up for yourself builds confidence. You are not experiencing FOMO. You are going out, you are doing the things you want to do, and you're not waiting on anybody. How great is that? How great is that feeling, to do the things you want to do and make new memories, even if it's with yourself? I definitely recommend, if you're gonna go out, make someone take a picture of you. If that's gonna be the one thing that you say to someone, hey, can you take my picture? Get a little picky. I always get nervous to be like, hey, can you take a picture? But I love, even if the picture's bad and I look awkward as heck in the picture, I still want a little picture to commemorate the entire moment, commemorate the fact that I went out on my own, I had a good time, and I got pictures to prove it. Not that you need to prove it, but you know what I mean, just a memorabilia. Just remember that you are never in the wrong place, and there's always a place for you. There is an opportunity to make friends if you love creating or you are looking for a community. Going out solo and having people meet you and being your true authentic self through the things that you love, like, what is better than that? So going back to a previous point, being solo and being out by yourself, it does attract people. This can be a good and a bad thing, and also it depends on the type of person you are. I personally do not enjoy when people stare at me. I don't enjoy when people, I want to exist and not necessarily be perceived, and I understand that I'm being perceived, and I don't care about the being perceived part. It's when you are letting me know that I'm being perceived that kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. Definitely, if you are talking to a stranger and they are making you feel uncomfortable, remove yourself from the situation. Lie, like I said. And yeah, I would definitely, like, each time that I've gone out, I've spoken to a stranger enough to know that, like, I could turn around and in a crowd of people. My bestie ordered a Angelina sandwich. That's so funny. I wanted the Angelina sandwich. Okay, I think that's the end of this video. My last little tidbit. Remember, you came into this world alone. You can be independent. You can go out. You can face your social anxiety. Go out, make friends, make memories. Do what you want to do. Be a baddie. Be a girly pop. Take up space, okay? Get out there. Go get them. Okay, bye.